Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is MundaneChats, and yesterday was a hell of a day when it came to GamerGate and Mass Effect Andromeda, and it felt like 2014 all over again, and I was out of town, and I didn't get a chance to catch up all on it until last night, and oh my fucking god. So, for those of you who don't know what's been going on, alright, so Mass Effect Andromeda comes out literally tomorrow night at 9 p.m., and people are playing it early on Xbox and PC, and the game has been getting just completely torn to shit. The facial animations look like garbage, the walking animations look like garbage, the writing is garbage. The game, I think outside of the core gameplay, is garbage from what I've been hearing. And so people have been trying to figure out just who is involved with it and just who is to blame for the really shitty facial animations. Now, unfortunately, there was a tweet that was, I would say, misinterpreted, and it kind of, you can almost chalk it up to being like the tweet heard around the world. Now, this comes from Nick Monroe, who is a very good digger, in my opinion. This guy is good at what he does. I think he made a mistake here, and he walked it back as soon as he found out he was wrong, but unfortunately, by that point in time, it was too fucking late. It was too fucking late. So he tweeted out, "Everyone in the past few days has been panning Mass Effect Andromeda's facial animations. This is a person in charge of that." And he showed a Twitter profile for Ali Rose Marie Liost, who is, according to her LinkedIn profile, she works at EA, and you know she is a lead facial animator for Mass Effect Andromeda, according to her Twitter. Okay. Now, she's not. Even though she said it on her Twitter, she's not. Okay, BioWare actually had to come out and basically go, "Whoa, hold on here. No, that's not how it is." But she did do a lot of mocap work on the game, which is where she came into play. So I don't quite know why she wrote lead facial animator, because that's not really, like, I think indicative of what she did on the game. But unfortunately, once Nick put out that tweet, the wheels started a turning, the speculation started a happening, and people started blaming her for it. Especially the Ralph retort, who penned an article calling her out and even insinuating that she only got the job because she sucked off a whole bunch of dudes. Because that's what Ralph does. And I think most of us know that Ralph's a gigantic piece of fucking donkey shit. So take him for what you will. He's a muckraker. He's gonna fucking lie. He's gonna fucking spout bullshit. But unfortunately, because the wrong person was targeted, and she happened to be a woman, and we happen to be still in a post-GamerGate world, Kotaku and Polygon and a bunch of other websites got involved and just kind of dogpiled on it, using it as an opportunity to kind of smear GamerGate. Well, let's be fair here. Ralph hasn't been GamerGate in quite a long fucking time. He'll pretty much tell you that himself. He doesn't like where it's gone. I do believe he was part of GGR, which is like kind of the very, you could call them like the alt-writers of GamerGate for a while. And that is where he kind of came in and did his thing. And then people came out there and did their responses to that, and it just kind of was another shit show. And as I said on Twitter, I don't give a fuck who did the facial animations on Mass Effect Andromeda. They should feel bad because they did a horrible job. And that is just the fucking truth of it. But it also kind of brings up the other aspect of this whole thing involving Manveer Heir. Now, Manveer Heir is a person who, again, if you're in GamerGate, been around for a while, you know the dude's name. He posts a fair amount of anti-white comments on Twitter, very racist comments on Twitter towards white people, has been called out time and time again, and he still held his job at BioWare, even though people were messaging BioWare saying, like, are you going to acknowledge that this dude posts anti-white sentiments? Now, look, I am of the belief that whatever you want to say, you should be able to say it, and you shouldn't have your job taken away as a fucking result. And I still stand by that, regardless of whether I agree with you or disagree with you. I think it should open up the realm for a discussion versus an absolute shutdown of someone's livelihood. That's my personal take on it. Not everyone agrees, and that's totally fine as well. But Manveer no longer works with BioWare. We finally got fucking confirmation on that. When Aaron Flynn, who is a GM of BioWare, finally responded saying Manveer is no longer involved. Now, we don't know why he left. He was working on the game for a while. It might have just been another scenario where, you know what, when they finish up the game, they start to downsize their employees, and maybe he just was like, you know, maybe it's a good time I leave, and he just cycled himself out. We don't know. Current reports are saying that he's going to go off and make his own games. Good for him. I won't fucking play him. But that's kind of where we are with Mass Effect Andromeda right now. You know, a guy who is probably a racist leaves the company. That's good. The head writer of Mass Effect leaves the company, takes off to another fucking game. So that's good, because we know BioWare's kind of in tatters for the most part. And I really think they're banking on Mass Effect to do well. I do. I really feel that they are banking on Mass Effect to do gangbusters. And this game is not getting the kind of love that it even remotely needs. PewDiePie did a whole video just ragging on the facial animations. He's got 54 fucking million subscribers. Do you have any idea how big of an impact that's going to have on the game? It's going to have a huge impact. Far greater than Ralph running his fucking mouth over a cosplayer who was doing facial work and then him being a complete dick about that, right? PewDiePie will have a far greater impact. This whole situation is exhausting, to be perfectly fucking frank with you guys. It is. It's exhausting. It's fun to make fun of Mass Effect, but it also does shine a light on the larger problem with reaction, overreaction, instant reaction, knee-jerk reaction, all of these things. Now, Nick Monroe, like I said, very good at what he does. I feel he made a mistake here. And I feel he backtracked on it as soon as he realized he made a mistake. And I hope that what this does is it serves as a further reminder that even though these intense situations involving regressive politics and social justice warriors and things like that, and the progressives in gaming, so on and so forth, they happen, and they happen all the time. We must remember not to overreact when we come across information. Not every bit of information we come across is as truthful as we want it to be, or as factually accurate as we want it to be. And I think it's one of those things where people who post the information, who do so to an audience of which their word, their opinion is deemed to be truthful by that audience, should take a better and maybe stricter approach at what they post. Because there is an impact, as we saw yesterday. It can get away from you as fast as you posted it. Once it's out of that bottle, you can't put it back in. And I know GamerGaters out there, pro GamerGaters out there, we're not like the bulk majority. I agree with Ian Miles Chong here. The bulk majority of people were in no way, shape, or form in support of dogpiling on one person. Mocking it for being shitty, absolutely. But going after that one person, no, a lot of us don't want that. We don't want that because we look at it as that single assault on a person who's like one chink in a very larger chain. You know what I mean? Like it's one piece of a puzzle, one cog in a clock. There are always more elements, and if one person is not going to be 100% solely responsible for the facial animations, but people, I think we're looking for just maybe a person to sit there and go, hey, you fucked up. But the wrong person was chosen, and that's a problem. That's a mistake. And so this is a situation that, again, you can see where the anti-GamerGate audience, right, looked for anything they could to attack it once again. It's been 2.5 years, all right? They've used it to attack it once again. And they've gone after Ralph with good reason, because he's a piece of shit, and everything else. But then Ralph jumped on that information from somebody else who jumped on that information. It's a clusterfuck, as usual. So, unfortunately, the situation in and of itself isn't going to get any better. You can't walk back those tweets as much as you would like. You can't walk back the articles from Polygon or Kotaku, but they wouldn't, because it still backs their narrative more than anything else. But like I said, I think it's a lesson to be learned going forward. It's one of the things that, in my position, I deal with all the time. Like, reacting to a story, not having all the facts before jumping on it, waiting. It's a constant gamble, and you never know what's going to happen. You never know where you're going to come out on that. And so, again, it's just food for thought going forward. So Mass Effect Andromeda comes out tomorrow. I don't think the game's going to sell as well. I got one more video coming in the morning. I think you guys are going to like it. I had a lot of fun making it. And we'll definitely talk more about it afterward. But I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think that we should, as people commenting on stuff, hold on releasing information until we can verify it? Or was this just a gigantic clusterfuck that couldn't be avoided? Those are my questions to you. So go ahead and write down in the comments below. My name is, of course, MundaneMatt. I will talk to you guys later. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I post new content every single day. If you want to see more from me, check out the vlog up here, the movie news channel down here. This one's a lot of fun. I post as much content there as here. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.